This is Prep Rally Live.
On tape.
I'm Chip Souza. This is
Ricky Fires.
Wearing his red and black flannel today. I
like
like that.
time of year, man. We got the semifinals. We got the fall weather. We got the rustling, the wind and the leaves. I'm going around kicking leaves all over the place. Even people pile them up over here. My neighbors, I sneak over there and just make a mess of it. Just like Charlie Brown.
Yes, absolutely. So, Ricky, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Are you going to eat any turkey?
Oh, turkey, ham, maybe fried Spam.
Oh,
maybe a cheeseburger later. But I take about 3 naps in between all that.
Yeah,
eating.
you got to rest and get ready for round 2, round 3.
Yeah,
it's not a sprint, Ricky. It's a marathon.
Oh man, I make it from start off about 8 in the morning, go to about 11:30 at night.
There you go. So, Ricky, we are going to talk about our Game of the Week brought to you by West Termite Pest and Lawn, who has sponsored our Game of the Week every week this week. Thank you to West for doing that and for putting high school sports as a priority. Yeah. Absolutely. So we do appreciate that. Ricky, our Game of the Week, this is the Game of the Week in the state. This is the Game of the Week in the region. This is the Game of the Week in the world. Conway at Fayetteville.
Which is, a rematch, and they have that in the upper classes where there's only 12 teams and 6A and 7A getting to the playoffs. But, man, what a big game this is. If you recall, way back in August,
when it was hot,
when you was wearing shorts, and maybe you was wearing some spandex or something.
Maybe.
But that was August 20, tank top. August 27th, Conway come up here to Harmon Field, and Fayetteville put it on them.
They just smack on
41-24.
They did.
I remember Isaiah Satania, first play, go 80 yards on a jet sweeper into round.
Something like that.
And they just laid the wood to them. But you know what? 14 weeks later, whatever it is, 12 weeks later, Fayetteville's got to put that out of their memory, because there's a lot of instances where one team loses during the regular season, come back and knock them out in the playoffs.
No question.
Fayettille's got to be ready to go. And Conway is excellent, coming off a 49-0 win over Rogers.
Now, Ricky, I like Conway because Keith Fimple is their football coach. Keith Fimple, he's one of us.
He's one of ours.
He's one of our guys. Yeah. One of our guys, an Alma boy, the battling Fimple brothers. He's the football coach at Conway. Daryl's the girls basketball coach at North Little Rock. We love the Fimples.
We love the Fimples.
They're great people. Kind of hard to go wrong either way, in this game. But Fayetteville, Ricky, we've said it all year. We haven't backed away from it. Even when they stumbled a little bit in the preseason, lost a couple of close games, one over in Oklahoma. The most improved team in 7A. I said that then. I say it now. I'm not backing off on that.
You've been saying it and saying it and saying it. Fayetteville, the most improved team, and they're about to. And you've been proven right already, because they are the most improved team up here in Northwest Arkansas. But man, they want to win this game to get the prize. Is going to Little Rock, playing at War Memorial Stadium for a championship, which they won in 2016, last team from the 7A West. But, man, it's hard to beat a team twice. Conway's very good. They got Manny Smith. When I saw him early, they had a little sophomore quarterback. He's very raw, wasn't very good at that point. But, my goodness, with the experience, he's gotten a lot better.
He's not a sophomore anymore.
No, he's not a sophomore anymore. And he's got some playmakers around it. And Fayetteville, hey, you cannot get behind 21-6 at halftime against this team.
Ricky, here's the thing. I was talking about Fayetteville being the most improved team in 7A. Last week when they were in the third quarter and you tweeted out they were behind like that, I was like, oh, my goodness, I've been saying this. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But they came back. Now, we talked about this a little bit on the podcast. Fayetteville coming off a bye. I hate the bye. I hate it.
Bye to buys.
It kills your momentum.
Yes.
So they stumbled early. They kind of, maybe took Cabot maybe a little lightly. I don't know. I'm just saying they weren't maybe ready to play early on. They fell behind, but they rallied. They scored 28 points in a row. So a team coming off a 4-7 season like Fayetteville had last year, they have done well this year. They get that bye. Sometimes it's hard to really get into the flow of it early.
After you had a week off.
After you had a week off and that kind of thing. So, but they came back, scored 28 in a row, won it 34-27.
Yep.
A game like that, when you get it going back again, now they're back in the flow. Now they've got it going. Now they're back up to speed. And a game like that and coming back to win when they could have lost it.
Yes,
could have lost
easily could have lost it.
Came back to win it. Usually that is a good momentum into that next game.
So you're saying Fayetteville's going to win?
I want to know who you're saying is going to win. I'm saying Fayetteville's going to win.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
We're locked in tight here. Here we are.
Locked in. Fayetteville will come back and win this game. They will not. They got their wake-up call. That's
good. That is exactly what they got was a wake-up call. That's exactly what they got.
Hit them right there, and and the Fayetteville coaches been telling them, said, you got to be 100% fired up, ready. When them fireworks goes off at Harmon Field, you got to be ready to come out there, and I think they will. I think Fayetteville wins this game and advances to Little Rock to play for the championship.
There you go. Now, on the other side of the bracket, Ricky, you got Bryant. It's going to be hosting North Little Rock. It'll be a great game. It always is when they play.
Three-time defending champion,
Three-time defending state champion against a team that's been in the state finals 6 years in a row.
North Little Rock.
North Little Rock. So that'll be a good one. And so the winner of the Fayetteville-Conway game will advance to the championship game against the winner of the Bryant-North Little Rock game. That game will be the following week at War Memorial Stadium, championship week for 7A, 6A, 5A.
Yes.
Okay? All right. So that's our game of the week, Ricky. Everywhere, Conway and Fayetteville. But it's not the only good game of the week and not the only game with a good storyline. Now, let's come back to another game where it's going to feature two teams that played each other earlier in the season, Parkview at Greenwood. Now, Ricky, the first time they played this year at War Memorial, Parkview laid the smack on them.
Smacked on them.
Smacked them.
Wow. And that I did a double take when I saw it. Of course, I didn't cover it down there, and wow, what happened here? And now, since we've been informed, though,
we know
by our man Leland
We're
Barkley,
not making excuses, Ricky.
We're not making excuses.
Parkview whooped them.
They beat them.
They beat them. Okay?
Yeah.
Now,
100 years from now, it's going to say, who won the game? Parkview won the game.
Now, you said Conway's a different team than they were when Fayetteville played them. Well, Greenwood obviously is a different team now than the one that played Parkview. They had 9 guys out of that game.
That's
now,
a bunch for high
we're
school.
not making excuses. Parkview won that game.
Yes.
They won it.
Yep.
Greenwood's going to look different than they did in that game this week at home. Ricky, this should be a good game. Parkview's talented. There's no doubt about that. They're very, very talented. So is Greenwood.
Hey, you know what? This time of year, I do a lot of things wrong, and I show up. I don't bring the right stuff for Thanksgiving. I don't know. I might say the wrong thing at the dinner table. One thing I don't do wrong: I don't go against Greenwood in November.
No,
never. I never go against Greenwood in November. I learned that a long time ago.
They're a stone cold lock in November.
If there's a lock, if you got $2 in your pocket right there,
put it down.
Put it down.
Put it down.
Greenwood will take them back. Parkview won, fair and square. But man, Greenwood's gonna get after them. Them Bulldogs. How you doing?
Something like that, yeah.
They're going to get after
I think
them.
Deeper, though.
Well,
you sound like a little chihuahua. They're more like, yeah, something like that.
I don't have a good dog voice.
There you go.
I got cat voice.
Yeah. So Greenwood, they have Hunter Houston, fully healthy quarterback. He had 300 some odd yards, 4 touchdown passes last week against Mountain Home. He did not play that game. 2 of their best defensive players also did not play that game. So it'll be a little bit different. And, Ricky, you're taking the stone-cold lock on this one. Greenwood at home against Parkview.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
Now, on the other side of that, Benton, the #1 team, the team that won the conference, the team that gave Greenwood also another loss this year, that second loss, they got knocked out last week. So it's going to be a little different on that other side. But, Ricky, I'm with you. I will be surprised if Greenwood doesn't get it done, and they're going to be back at War Memorial next week.
Another December to remember.
Yes, sir.
But
yes,
they got to get this one first. But I wouldn't doubt a bit to see them back there.
Yes, sir.
Like they were last year when they finished 14-0.
They were like 14. Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So Ricky down in 4A, Shiloh Christian, the defending state champions in 4A.
Oh yeah.
They
still number 1.
Still number 1, and they absolutely turned Ashdown inside out last week defensively. They gave up 10 yards on the ground, Ricky, 10.
And you covered that game.
Saw that game. Ashdown had a 15-yard run to start the third quarter, and after that it was all negative yards. The rest of all the other rushing was negative.
So they don't cheer pushing back.
Way back, yes, way back.
Wow.
So also, Ricky, something else too. Shiloh had a 99-yard drive in this game, a 20-play 99-yard drive in this game. 20 plays, 99 yards.
1 yard line. See, I'm all the way to the end zone.
Yes, from the 1. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow,
that equals 99 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what a drive.
Wow, it was a great drive. They had 3 passes in the drive, not anything long.
Oh, they were just running.
Pound. Eli Wisdom had their quarterback had some nice runs, not
Good
anything
runner.
major,
Yeah.
some nice runs. Ben Baker had about a 20-yard run,
I
tough
like
runner,
him. I
number
like that
13,
kid.
yes,
Yeah.
sir. Anybody who wears 13, I got respect for him.
I do, and he
Except for
wears it
A-Rod.
well.
Yeah, he does. So Shiloh, 21-0, they advance. They're on the road this week, the 5.5-hour road trip to Rivercrest. Ricky, you know where Rivercrest
Hey,
is.
Shiloh, you follow me. I might go home for the holidays. If you're going to Wilson Rivercrest, it's in the town. Hey, if you go 5.5 hours, if you end up in the Mississippi River,
You took a wrong turn.
You've gone too far.
A little bit too far.
Come
back up a little bit.
Come back about 2 miles. Take that big old bus, beep, 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 and go right over here past the bean fields, a couple chicken coops, right out there in the middle of a cotton field. That's going to be Rivercrest. And just because they're a bunch of old country boys, don't take them lightly, because they can play. As you know, Rivercrest, great tradition in football.
Cortez Kennedy.
Hall of Fame. He played there. I saw him play in high school. Richard Brothers, who come up here, University of Arkansas, and started at cornerback. So they're going to have some athletes. But, man, Shiloh Christian's got some athletes, too.
Ricky, this is also a rematch of last year's state championship game. These two teams met in the 4A state championship. It was close early, and then Shiloh, they hit the gas. They hit the gas, 58-20 in this one, or 50-something, 20-something. It was three or four
touchdowns.
Big.
Yeah.
So Shiloh Christian, again, Ricky, they're very, very good. Offensively last week, Jeff Conway admitted, they had some mistakes. That's way too many kind of costly fumbles. Penalties. They got to get that cleaned up. And they will. They will
this time of year.
Yeah, and they'll get that cleaned up. But Shiloh Christian, although we talk about their offense, and certainly they're prolific, their defense is playing lights out right now.
See, that's what amazes me. A lot of people they put up these big numbers, they do all the fancy stuff. Now, when it gets down to championship week, they know how to stop people. And you need to stop people. You can't outscore people 55, 53. You got to come up with them stops like Fayetteville did last week when they won. So I'm sure you tell me Shiloh is really playing well on defense.
They are playing great, yes.
So,
they are.
okay, I'm ready for my pick.
All right, give me your pick. Drum roll.
I will go at tradition. Wilson Rivercrest will lose to Shiloh Christian, who traveled well. They had traveled 5.5 hours. They go down there and win that game, stop on the way back, have some coffee or donuts or something, get back home and get ready to go back to Little Rock to defend their state championship.
So you got Fayetteville beating Conway.
Yep.
You've got Greenwood beating Parkview.
Yep.
And you got Shiloh going on the road to get the win at Rivercrest.
Yep.
So there you go. That's this week's picks. That's this week's Stone Cold Locks by Ricky Fires.
Stone Cold.
Stone
Did
Cold.
I say that?
You said that. Stone Cold. So as we say every week, thank you for watching, and we appreciate West Termite Pest and Lawn. Every week they have sponsored the game of the week, and we do greatly appreciate that. And for their the way they promote high school athletics, we love that. So I'm Chip Souza. This is Ricky Fires. Thanks for watching Prep Rally Live on tape. Go watch some football this week.